For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fan. Appreciate you guys for chiming in on this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. Of course, Zion Williamson, the news of the day is Zion Williamson did a 360 dunk at his camp, his children camp. And a lot of the talking heads on television had to kind of talk about Zion Williamson stuff. Of course, Brian Windhorst, they call him Wendy Windhorst, you know, and I kind of, got my little jokes in on that. But, and of course, Kedrick Perkins, two guys from ESPN that always seem to have Zion Williamson in their mouths. But in this one, we're going to react to some of what they said about the Zion Williamson dunk. As always, ESPN can't get any real views unless they're talking about Zion in some capacity. It's just what it goes. Wendy Windhorst getting that shit totally wrong on Zion Williamson, and we called it. We're not going to let them forget that crap. But, this is what they had to say about Zion's 360 dunk at Child's Camp. Ridiculous.
Absolutely. And I want to applaud Zion for all the community work he's been doing. Whoever he has in his camp, they've been doing an excellent job. He's been doing an excellent job of giving back. I applaud him for that. But when it comes to him dunking and showing clips on social media, whether it's at the practice facility, whether it's, in before games and he's not playing, I gotta steal a page out of Stephen A. book and say, I'm gonna tell you now. We don't care. I mean, we don't care. We don't care because for the simple fact that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're not going to come out there and be available, if Zion is not going to get his health, his conditioning, everything under control and come out and be consistent night in and night out for as his durability, at the end of the day, we don't care about the IG post and showing that he still could dunk and do 360 windmills. We knew that before he got into the NBA. Now it's about being out there and being reliable. Can you stay healthy? Can you steal a page out of Jokic's book? And why I bring up...
All right, let me stop before you start kissing on Jokic because he got slammed for commentary on Jokic during the playoffs. But if it didn't mean anything, then you wouldn't have a whole segment on ESPN talking about Zion doing a 360 dunk at a child's camp. So you don't care, but you covering it. You talking about it on national television. As a side point, the issue about Zion Williamson's health, I agree with that. The issue that I have with the commentary is it's another layer here. The layer is they often, and people do this, often talk about Zion Williamson like the Pelicans aren't involved. Like the Pelicans didn't have anything to do with the conditioning programs that's going on there. Like they didn't demote the guy that's on top of the conditioning program in the Pelican building. It's a 50-50 ordeal here. So, I mean, culpability is between both them and the team. I would say that. I do agree upon the fact that Zion Williamson, and he appears to be healthy. I expect when the season starts, him not having any restrictions on him and being able to play, and the Pelicans will have to figure the situation out. So as moves are being made by the team currently on contracts of players who they're opting in or opting out on, and a vision towards the team into the future, we got to also remember that one of the biggest parts of the Pelicans during the offseason is adding that guy on top of that strength and conditioning and performance center as well.
Jokic, because we don't give enough appreciation of how how in shape he is. That man is in great shape. He is durable, and Zion Williamson got to show us. Like, I'm tired of all the dunking and all that on social media. I don't care. I need to see him play more than 50-some games in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Pelicans are one of the biggest question marks in the league. Their ceiling is here, and so much of it is about Zion. There's such a dynamic team with him. And, if I was a Pelicans fan, I would so badly want to see the team that played the first half of last year finish it. So I am not going to say anything about Zion except for awesome stuff with the kids. I don't care if I see him dunking with the kids every single day on social media the rest of the summer. I think that'd be great.
That's good, Wendy, and I'm glad you feel like that, man. After all of the bullshit you were spinning, talking about Zion Williamson is, this, that, and the third, he's gonna get traded. So yeah, you don't have a damn thing to say because you shouldn't have a damn thing to say about Zion.
Obviously, he's lost the benefit of the doubt from so many people, and that's really what this is about.
All right, so that'll do it for that. So anyway, fam, what y'all think about some of this stuff? The reality is, uh, this is yet to be told. Now the Pelicans are, and this is the third year we've seen improvement from the Pelicans team, and they finally getting it. It's like they went through every aspect of the team to figure out what was wrong. We had the first. It just really strange, like how some organizations will come in, they'll get the guy on top of the team, he'll come in and find the right coach. The right coach would then run the team and do this, that, and the third. We had a guy that came in. We was saying fire Gentry, start somebody new. No, we like Gentry. They kept him for whatever it was. He was a bomb. The guy came back the next year, got Van Gundy off the broadcast desk. He hadn't coached in years, and you bring him in. That was a bad idea. Fire him after the first year. Then the third year, we get a young black coach which Zion was saying, he wanted to play for a young black coach. You get Willie Green here, respectable coach, but Willie's never been a head coach before, so Willie has to go through his bumps and bruises. We're entering year number 3 under Willie Green. Year number 3 under Willie Green. So we've seen a lot of improvement by some of the team's top players. We've seen the Pelicans build up the depth, add a bench. They had a solid group of people. They were able to trade and make some moves. They paid some guys they said they couldn't reach arrangements with, and now they kind of feeling around to see how they can improve the team from that perspective. So in the end, you have Trajan Langdon, because I'm going to just put Trajan Langdon in there, along with Willie Green, and then, of course, who's sitting on top of them. But those guys have to sit down and talk to Willie and say, hey, Coach Willie, what kind of player do you think that you would need to run the type of system that you need? The Pelicans are drafting really well over the last couple of years. Love the Trey Murphy maturation process. They're getting Jordan Hawkins, another shooter here to help the Pelicans out. So they're not done. But at the end of the day, the Zion Williamson dunking situation and all of the stuff that's been happening to him off the court, you got to look at it. And of course, the reports came out that he's been in the gym training. That's all you can really do, because a lot of the social media stuff is still turning on him for his off-court issues. And for him to get some of that steam out, boy, that's the best thing he can do, is go down to that court and go handle his business. So I'm expected to see a very motivated Zion Williamson in 23-24. And of course, I really do think the Pelicans are ascending in the proper direction. So they've made a lot of issues starting, but over the last couple of years, you see them trending toward the playoffs. And I really think, and every year it feels the same way, we sitting at the cusp and then something happens. And the Pelicans have to fix the medical staff. That's another thing they have to do. So the topics or the things that we need to fix, they are looking at those things. So that's a positive within itself. And then all it takes now is patience to see what happens with the team. That's all we can really do. That's all we can do. So with that being said, that'll be the end of the stream. Y'all guys, give me your thoughts on that. What do you think about commentary here by Perk? Do you guys agree with Perk? I agree with a lot of stuff Perkins was saying, man. It's just another layer to what's going on with the Pelicans. And I expect some of these guys to not know that about the Pelicans as intricately as we do, because that's what we do. We cover the Pelicans on items of news that might bypass them. We know what's going on with the team because it's our squad. But what do you guys feel about that, man? Put it in the comment section and let your boy know. With that being said, I'm going to get out on that. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the join button, and share. Share the Pelican Post-Game Report on your social media feed with the rest of the Pelican faithful. The Pelican Post-Game Report is the longest-running independent Pelican podcast in the game. That's us. So please feel free to support us. With that being said, I'm out on that. Much love to you, and go Pels.